Palantir has been landing new customers at an accelerating rate. That success has a lot of investors talking about Palantir stock. So I wanted to take some time and dig through the details on how Palantir is finding so much success in accelerating customer growth and customer count. Let's take a look.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.
So with regard to landing new customers, US customer count, commercial customer count for Palantir increased by 83% year over year in its most recent quarter. The boot camps remain a key go-to-market motion, particularly for prototyping what is possible with artificial intelligence. But the real opportunity and our unique capability lies in moving from prototype to production with these customers. So let's break down this statement. First of all, what they mean by go-to-market motion is their sales process. This is how they plan to take a product or service that they have and turn it into revenue, turn it into sales, right? So because the product and service that they're offering is complex and difficult to understand, Palantir doesn't simply post it on a website and says, here, come and buy it. Their sales process is more hands-on. They need to, especially with larger customers, they need to go in there and demonstrate and discuss how their product and service will be beneficial for the client they're trying to sell. And so they need to go in there, highlight one or two or three categories, maybe start with just one use case inside of a company and demonstrate to that company, look, here's what our service can do for you in this area. If you spend $5 million with us, this is what it can turn into. This is the tangible result it can turn into. And Palantir's hope after that is that they demonstrate so much success with that client that the client then expands and says, all right, you were so successful in fixing this one problem we had. Why not try this other problem as well, and this other one, and this other one, and this other one? And in that way, employ that land and expand strategy where you land with a client and then you expand over time as you demonstrate success. Furthermore, as you demonstrate success, it's easier to get that second deal because you've now demonstrated that you've improved the business. And so when you go to make that second deal, now you've got that history, now you've got evidence of success, and now whoever you are working with, let's say if you were working with the IT department and the IT department wants to hire you, but the IT department needs to get approval from the CFO, the chair of the IT department or the head of the IT department now has this tangible result that they can take to the CFO and say, look, this is what Palantir did for us in this first contract. We think they can do it again in the second contract with this second product or the second problem that we have. And in that way, the approval process becomes shorter and easier because you've now gained trust within a company. That's Palantir lately working within organizations to expand relationships. Up until this point, they hadn't really found much success in US commercial business. Well, in all commercial business, they've been growing, but it's been difficult because it's so expensive to purchase Palantir services. They're best in class, but they're very expensive. And so there's not very many businesses that can afford Palantir services. But if Palantir can go in and find areas, targeted opportunities, for instance, go into a business and say, this one area of your business we can improve. And if they demonstrate success in that area, that can open up more opportunities for Palantir. And lately, they found great success in doing that, in employing these boot camps, in these pilot programs, and turning those into profitable sales. They plan to leverage this combination of boot camps and pilots with the focus on moving towards high-value production use cases to continue landing new customers. And I think this is a prudent strategy. I think this is an excellent strategy, actually. Palantir can look at the large business set, which is its market opportunity, businesses, above a certain threshold in terms of annual revenue, and look at those businesses and identify areas where it feels it has skill and competitive advantage in delivering performance to that company. For instance, it can look at, let's say, Netflix and say, Netflix, we can work with you to help you solve this problem you're trying to solve in password sharing. Netflix has said this is a strategically important area for the company. They're trying to get people to stop unauthorized sharing. And Palantir, if they feel, now I'm just speculating, but if they feel they can have an advantage in helping Netflix solve this problem, and they can demonstrate to Netflix, your strategy is likely to lead to this outcome, but if you use our services, we can achieve this outcome instead. And if they can make that sale and become successful in delivering on what they promise, then they can leverage that into other opportunities with Netflix. So that's just one example of a specific business case that's strategically important for a large company like Netflix, that Netflix would be willing to pay millions, if not tens of millions of dollars, if Palantir can deliver a better outcome than Netflix can deliver with its current strategy. And so there's so many of these kinds of opportunities in the world of business, so many areas of potential improvement that corporations might feel like they want to solve, but they don't have the resources to solve, or they want to solve, but it's like a number 7 item on their list of priorities, and they can outsource the solving of that solution to a company like Palantir. And so this strategy has a long runway if it proves successful, which so far it has. It has a long runway where Palantir can continue identifying these opportunities and continue delivering on them, and then gaining larger contracts and gaining a reputation for being able to solve these kinds of problems. And these kinds of problems are always recurring. It never ends. If you're running a corporation, it's not like you solve this problem and then it's all smooth sailing from here on out until the next 20 years. You solve one problem, another one comes up, and as a strategic partner, if you've worked with Palantir before and they've solved a problem or 2 or 3 for you before, you begin to gain confidence that they can continue delivering performance, and you can continue going back to them and saying, we want more of what you're offering because it's working so well, and it becomes a competitive advantage against those companies, those smaller companies that are not able to afford Palantir services. You're employing Palantir services, you're getting better results. Your smaller competitors are not, and they're getting worse results, and you're creating a gap in performance. And so this is where Palantir is finding great success, and this strategy specifically has brought a lot of investors to Palantir stock, and it has a lot of investors talking about Palantir stock, and understandably so. If you liked the video you just saw and you want to see more just like it, please subscribe to the channel. I can't keep this channel free without the support of viewers like you. And if you're already subscribed, thank you, and I appreciate your support.